Yeah, me some makeup. My blemishes on this morning. My blemishes. Where you squeeze out something last night, my blemishes on. Thanks. Today Thanksgiving, don't we? Today is Thanksgiving. It's Happy Thanksgiving Day for most people. For those who celebrate Thanksgiving, it's Thanksgiving Day regardless. So shout out to the people going out to work this morning who don't get a day off because it's Thanksgiving. Shout out to the people coming in from work. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to the people like the retirees, the stay-at-home moms and pops, the entrepreneurs, the people who lost their jobs and they're trying to get something else. It's not working out right now. Hang in there. Shout out to you as well. Shout out to every clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. That's a good person. Shout out to you. Watch now. Here we are this morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see London is in the house. Shout out to my UK family. My wife squeezed out a pimple last night and mash up my face. So you get what you get. I couldn't put on my makeup this morning quick enough. All right. So Sonia Unstoppable, thank you for being here. Arlene K Unstoppable, thank you for being here. Dorleen Walters Riley, thank you for being here. Alexander and Jacqueline Tulash, thank you for being here. Sash, good morning. Thank you for being here. Mona Lisa, thank you for being here. Arlick Thompson, thank you for being here. It's Thanksgiving Day. I know a lot of you probably don't celebrate Thanksgiving. There are going to be those people. If you're in Jamaica, you're not celebrating Thanksgiving today. I don't think. It's not one of our holidays. If you're in anywhere in the Caribbean, it's not one of your holidays. If you're in the UK or Canada, it's not Thanksgiving Day for you as well. It's an American thing, right? But people pick up American stuff. So what, babe? Yeah, but not our Thanksgiving. Right. So it's an American thing attached to American sentiments. So for those who don't celebrate it, if you don't, you don't. For a lot of people, it's not really that we celebrate Thanksgiving. It's that it's the time of the year when that's how the world is organized. So people get some time, a couple of days off from work. Probably some people get a couple of hours off from work. So it go. And it's the time when people just come together because we have the time to come together at that time. So it's not necessarily so we celebrate. I'm putting that out there because I already know that I'm gonna have the Rasta them come in and the Hebrew Israelite them come in and all these people are gonna be saying, so what kind of foolishness you preach to people about Thanksgiving. You know what Thanksgiving is? Make the Native American them tell about Thanksgiving. It's nothing to give thanks about. And we are mindful of that part of history as well. So those of you who are going to cook your turkey and enjoy your food today with family and friends, go ahead and do so because I understand that it's not, you're taking advantage of the time of the year that you're given and some time you can spend with your family and these things. Yeah, so it's not that we really celebrate it. It's that people come together at that time and everybody is busy. And I saw them run the place. That's how it's set up. So you just have to pretty much not really go with the flow, but be there. Like for me, I don't really celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I don't celebrate these holidays. But guess what? I have children, I have a wife, I have a family, and they are all either into it or that's where they're going to be when the celebrations kick off. And I want to be around my family. So naturally, I find myself in the middle of everything, eating turkey and all that. So here we are. Let's just be thankful for another day, don't it? Whether it's Thanksgiving or not, it's another day to be thankful for. You're here, you're healthy, and you're blessed simply because of that. All right, so we're going to talk about some things this morning. I got a couple of topics on the table. There's a Trump pardons Michael Flynn, which remember I said that Donald Trump has a lot of time left in office before he actually is kicked out of the White House to actually mess up some things, right? And of course, one of the things that I expected him to do was to pardon some friends and close associates, people who did dirt for him and got caught. And he has pardoned Michael Flynn. We're going to talk about who Michael Flynn is, why he got locked up in the first place, and to see Trump pardoning him now before he exits office. We're going to talk about Dream House in Clarendon. So this Dream House in Clarendon thing, I have it on my phone right here. It's actually a subscriber that wrote in and asked, he's ready to go back to Jamaica. He's fascinated with a certain area in Clarendon. He's actually bought the land there already. But he's just asking for my opinion because I say that I am from Clarendon. So I told him I was going to go live with this. Okay, I found it. I told him I was going to go live with this because his question will allow me to convey a message to a greater audience. I've done videos on going back to Jamaica, investing in Jamaica, or the island that you're from, not just Jamaica. Not everybody here is from Jamaica, but I say Jamaica. When I say Jamaica, people just understand, say it's because I'm a Jamaican. But I'm talking about all of us who in foreign lands that are from the Caribbean. So when I say Jamaica, just scratch that out and put your Caribbean island in it. All right, your land of birth in it. So we're going to talk about that. I've done a couple of videos on those, but you know, sometimes you have to do the videos over after a couple of months pass because I have over 3,000 videos on YouTube. So when I tell someone, yeah, I did a video on that already, they probably, you know, they missed it. They missed it. All right, so COVID-19 vaccine, they have secured 270,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine for Jamaica. It is now official. The vaccines are ready. 270,000 units. And Jamaica is all on board. So we're going to talk about that some more, a little bit. And then there's a fake DNA, Dear SoFlo. There's a fake DNA, Dear SoFlo, that I don't know if I'm going to get into reading it this morning. I might, after we talk about this thing here. So let's start out with the Trump thing. So Donald Trump loses the presidency, and now Joe Biden is about to be sworn in a couple of weeks. Trump has pardoned Michael Flynn. A lot of us don't know that. Oh, Kai is up. There might not be a morning thoughts. A lot of us don't know about the Russia probe that they had going on. You know about it, but you probably don't know how deep that Russia probe went. That Russia probe went pretty deep. Okay. If they had continued with it, Trump would probably be facing prison. So Michael Flynn was the one who took the fall. He took the fall. He also probably told Trump, listen, you better get me home by Thanksgiving. I better be sitting at the dinner table with my family on Thanksgiving outside of a prison facility, or you're going down with me. I'm not going down by myself. Worst, you lost the election. So once you're out of power, then you won't have the power to pardon me. So I'm going to have to do time for stuff that I know that you're the one that put me in it to do it. We all did it. And he, against the better judgment of a judge, because the judge had just set up, the FBI said they were thinking about dropping some of the charges. And the judge said the judge says, wait, I want to see all the paperwork. I want to see why he pled guilty twice in a court of law, twice. And now you want to drop paperwork. Somebody got to y'all. I mean, I want to understand what's going on. So the judge said, okay, here's a time period where you bring me all the paperwork. I want to see exactly why you are now dropping charges against someone who was prosecuted and pled guilty twice in a court of law. Now, Michael Flynn was the president's, Donald Trump's top aide. Matter of fact, he is a retired Army Lieutenant General, and he was the National Security Advisor for the first 22 days of the Trump administration before he resigned. It said that he did some stuff for Trump leading up to the election, so I went and looked up what it was. You see that whole Hillary for prison? When you see people wearing bumper stickers and shirts and stuff that says Hillary for prison, they're talking about Hillary Clinton. It was a distraction, and that distraction was brought about by retired Army Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. He's the one that led the way with the Hillary for prison. He's the one that led the way with that chant about Hillary Clinton, and Trump thanked him for it later on by giving him that position, National Security Advisor. That job only lasted 22 days after Trump took office before Michael Flynn retired. Well, not retired, but he, what do you call it now? Resigned. Thank you, babe. Early morning brain fart. But he resigned. He resigned 22 days in under heavy investigation by the FBI. And out of everybody that was investigated in Donald Trump's circle on this Russia probe thing, Flynn was the only one that took the fall. He was the only one that got found guilty. He was the only one that was about to go to prison, do some time and all this other stuff. And of course, to see Donald Trump pardon him with a executive presidential pardon, wiped his slate clean, you know what that means. So just a heads up on that, so everybody knows what was going on with that whole Russia probe thing. Now, the dream house in Clarendon thing is what I want to talk about mainly. Shout out to the people staying with the course this morning. We jump from topics to topics sometimes. All right, Mara King says, yes, he did take the fall for that lobster. Orange Man, yes, he did. He took the fall. He took the fall, and he knew a lot. Now, if y'all don't remember, the Russia probe thing was about the election and Russian hackers meddling in the election. I believe, and Babe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the ballots this year, the mail-in ballots, the mail-in ballots is what really tricked the election this year, but not in the way that Trump wanted us to believe. Russia could not interfere electronically with mail-in ballots. If this election was actually going and vote election, doing it like how they did the previous elections, where majority of the votes were brought in that way, Russia would have intervened again. And of course, it would have been looking like it was by a landslide that Donnie won. That's why he kept saying, don't use, he tried to make the mail-in ballot look like it is something evil, it is fraudulent, or it was just constructed. Jammed up the post office on purpose. Yes, jammed up the post office on purpose. Even did stuff with immigration, like there are a lot of permanent resident people that were in line to become citizens, and they, of course, a wave of immigrants were about to be sworn in as citizens. And what he did was he jammed up immigration as well and made sure that those people could not get their citizenship sworn in as citizens, because then they would have the right to vote. Stopped it. You are one of them, babe. All right, see that? And now you have the right to vote after the election, but the election gone. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of brain power put into how to win this thing and how to, and they got hurt by the mail-in ballots. That's where they got hurt at. So you have to understand how deep this goes. And Michael Flynn took the fall for that. And now he is pardoned by the president before he leaves house. So them the business. Makes sense now, Mona Lisa? Yes. And Mara King again says the Russian bears at what they call the hackers. Yep. And they have some of the best hackers in the world. That's why the US intelligence branch has to have their own counter hackers constantly working, constantly. Can you imagine somebody trying to get into your system from many different angles all the time, every day, 24/7, right? And you have to have counter help blocking them every day, every way they try to come in 24/7. That's the kind of world we live in. And that's how I go. Mona Lisa says COVID sabotage everything. I got a video coming out a little later on today. Stay tuned to the channel for that. It's going to talk about COVID and some other countries, and it's going to open your eyes to the whole vaccination thing. 270,000 vaccinations ready for Jamaica. That was the headline. 270,000 Jamaicans are going to willingly go get vaccinated at early vaccination. Like I said on my other videos, I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm not telling people don't go get vaccinated. I don't want anybody to say SoFlo TV said. But I am a person that is concerned, and I'm concerned because of how the reason why many others are concerned. That thing has not been long-term tested. How are you going to test it long-term if you start handing it out now? What else, Abib? The first Caribbean country they want to give it to. And who is it? Yeah, Jamaica. Others have rejected it, but Jamaica gladly accept. And I mean, I'm not here to say any anti-vaccine thing. I'm here to say, voice my concern for this long-term effects of this brand new vaccine, where if you're going to tell me, say, I'm giving you this, I don't know what the long-term effects are, I'm going to be skeptical about taking it. Not only that, I'm going to ask myself, so you trying to have me be the tester for the long-term effects? Because you can't answer me where is the long-term effects, but you're giving it to me. So common sense would tell me, say, I am going to be the subject for your long-term study of how this thing, and you will probably tweak it as the years go by. Okay, too many birth defects in this population. I think we need to add more of this and take out some of that ingredients. Okay, a couple more years pass. Okay, now people are starting to develop respiratory, Okay, take out this. Yeah, that's got to be how it's going to be, because it's brand new. And you can't tell me that they came up with a perfect vaccine that quick for something that is so powerful that it just floats in the air and just go from person to person and kill people, and that quick. Like Budja said, where's the cure for cancer? All these years. And you suddenly just quickly come up with something for COVID. I have my doubts. I would encourage other people to ask questions, but if you feel like, hey, I trust the government and I don't think they'll be trying to hurt us in any way, so I'm taking my COVID vaccine because I'm ready to go back outside and I'm ready to have fun and I'm ready to be all open again. There are a lot of people that are already back outside and having fun and in the open. And this is from my observation. I don't see a wave of people getting sick in these places where the people are already out in the open. So did it disappear? Is this a group of people that are immune? Like, no. Some people would say it's not serious enough to be wanting to vaccinate people over it. But people are dying from it, so that is serious enough for a lot of us, including for me. Let me put it bluntly like this. If people are dying from A, and you come and you tell me, look, this can save you from dying from A, then most likely I want to be saved from dying from A. Right? Forget all the back stuff. And so most people are going to eventually want to take it. That's what I'm trying to say. As we become more locked in, more closed in, next time they tell us a second wave is coming, and all this, people are going to be panicking because remember, it kills people. So people are going to be panicking, and a lot of people are going to be running for it. Like, give it to me, I want it. I've seen people say on my comment section, I want it, and I'll be first in line to take it once they approve it and say it's out. So shout out to them for being, some people say brave, or some people say stupid. Right? We know the virus is real. Reggae, good morning. Thank you for being here. We know the virus is real. We know that. But, and some people are saying to me, so Flo, this virus been here from a long time. Yes, but not the strain that's now. It's just like the flu, and the flu modified itself and came back more resilient, and then they have to develop something new for that new strain. You know, it's the same thing. The COVID has been here, but that's why it's called 19. I guess this is the 19th strain, and it's very different, or it was discovered in 2019, but it's very different than the COVID that was here before. It carries the same things plus more. So they're saying it built back itself greater and stronger, or people are saying it came from a lab, greater and stronger. Conspiracy theory versus reality, I don't know. All I know is that if they say yes, it's ready, I won't be one of the first people in line to take it. I will just be waiting to see. And I think I have the right to do that, right? I think I have the right to do that. Mark Napier says, let Andrew and his party plus the PNP party take it first. I want to tell you something. I think the prime minister of one of these Caribbean countries, I don't know if it's Guyana. It can't be Guyana. I just read it. One of these countries' prime ministers, one of these Caribbean countries' prime minister has volunteered and said that he will make sure that he is the first one that takes it, and he will do it publicly in front of everybody so they can see that it's okay to take it.
All they do is give some IV fluid and should people go
same take it.
COVID
Brand's around the back. Bibb said all they're doing is they're gonna give him some some IV fluids and trick the people into thinking that he's that great of a leader that he took it first, so them can go next in line. The number is a lot, 270,000. Now Jamaica's population is what? 2.5.
I think that's 2.5 million.
Yeah, about two. We're up to about 2.5 million, by the way. So 270,000. If 270,000 take it, and let's say there's adverse side effects, that they can become even more ill, and things that will pass down to others, then 270,000 is a big number. If you have 270,000 people walking around right now with something positive on a small island in a population of 2.5 million, and it's something that spreads, then that population is in danger. Somebody says 270,000 dead people. James Jones says Africa is rejecting this vaccine. There are other places. That's what I do a video later, and I'm not going to be on the video. I just want it to be a voiceover. I'm compiling some information right now and doing my due diligence of proper research so I can talk sense. And we're going to talk about some other countries and how they're treating it and so on and so forth. And trust me, it's going to open your eyes to a lot of stuff. You're probably going to be like, wow, oh no. So stay tuned for that one. We're not going to talk about that now in depth. But yes, like somebody just says, Africa is rejecting it. Now, Africa is a continent, and there are 50-something. How much countries in Africa again? Don't want to be dumb. There are some of them that I think have accepted it, actually. Yeah, I know Tanzania says no. Tanzania is so beautiful, man. I just want to go. I think my sister went there and lived in Tanzania for like almost 2 years before she came back to the States. Tanzania is gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful. But anyhow, Tanzania is rejecting it. There are other places that are rejecting it, but I'm pretty sure. Now, don't quote me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that 51 countries, babe. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that they have gotten away in to Africa. We've always been, or Africa has always been, a point of testing. So I'm pretty sure they've gotten into Africa. And they're testing and we don't even know it. That's just my guess. That's just my guess. Gloria Rand says, you are a target. Jamaica and China wants you. Beware, be watchful, stay prayerful. The leaders that have been bought by the billionaires and by China. Yeah. Yeah. You see that? You see that? How that went deep just now with one comment. Could it possibly be that? Because kill me dead, somebody want that island of Jamaica. And there are too many Jamaicans on it. But okay, so let me clarify this. Did a video where the lady, who is somebody that I don't know if she's here this morning, that said she had this dream, this premonition. I don't know if a lot of you have seen it yet, but if you have, you'll know more what I'm talking about. So I did a video recently where it was her story of her premonition. And some people were saying, yes, that's a message from God. That's what's going to happen. I don't believe, and I have to voice this, I don't believe that the takeover we have to be wise in these times. I don't believe that the takeover is going to come with Chinese military coming up out the ground and jumping out of trees on the people of Jamaica and rounding them up into concentration camps on the island, or, all out warfare, shoot to kill. But it's not going to be that. It's not going to be that, because that's not China's style. That's not their style. They have never violently taken over any other nation in history, and they have a long history of being here on Earth. So it's never been their style, and I don't think it's their style. Listen to the takeover. It's an intelligent takeover that's going to take place, one that we seem to not be able to stop. Now, listen to the takeover real quick. This is my version of how it's going to happen. So, dreams don't walk straight. Exactly. So it might be something in it, but it's not exactly how it was described. Now, a lot of people who listened to that video of her premonition, then they went away thinking that's exactly how it's going to happen. Me even have people that cuss me up, and I said, so flow, you're up here talking about you don't think that's how it's gonna go when the lady I tell you that this is directly from God and all this. You one of them misleading the people. Stay there and keep the people them asleep. And when it happened, then everybody going to be off guard and surprised. Oh, my gosh. I don't think that is how the takeover is going to go. Do I think there's going to be a takeover? Yes. It's already in process. Okay? And they're probably like a good percentage in. It's not going to be bloodshed. The bloodshed you're going to see is on our hands from us killing us. And the takeover is going to be a gradual takeover. Easy. Work their way into our government. That's one. Then intermingling and mixing with the population. They're known for doing that. That's two. Go look at a lot of African nations that have a larger poor population, small multi-billionaire population, controls a certain amount of the natural resources, like in a region. And what's the material from the soil that is required for every motherboard of every cell phone on the face of this earth? That is derived from the soil in a particular region in Africa and is only found there. So go look at what's going on there. You will start to see a lot of the women there having half Chinese babies. These countries have things in place like you can't do business here and own land here. You can do business here, but you can't own land here, and you can't own a business here unless you are a citizen and all other kind of requirements like that. So they go in, they get married. They find a black woman and they'll marry a black woman. They'll have offsprings with the black woman, or they'll send in their females, and their females, their mission is to go in and to find an African guy from that region and build a relationship with them. So these people are thinking, oh man, here's somebody who is more privileged than me financially and other ways, right? I can probably fly out to the Congo because I've been living in poverty my whole life. She really loves me. When the fact is, no, she wants that connection because they never lose sight of the bigger picture for them. And the bigger picture for them is the motherland, which is China, and China's place in history. So they're looking way ahead at all times. They're not thinking about their life now. They look at themselves as a sacrifice for the greater good of China, right? The upliftment of China, world dominance of China. So with that in mind, it's like a mission. Colonize the people, slowly mix in. Slowly mix in, blend in. No one will see you as an enemy. How can he be an enemy of us? He married one of our women. He got kids with one of our women. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. And it starts like that. That's going to be a part of the takeover. Another part of the takeover is working themselves into government until you hear something like, well, the Minister of Security of this place is a Chinese. You don't see it? You missed it. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, right? Minister of Security of this place is the Chinese. This is how they're going to work their way in. And then will come the deals that will barter out their land, sea and airspace, entrance and exit in and out of that country. And then once that is done, then they can freely export your resources, import the things they need to import, like their counterfeit goods, their knockoff counterfeit goods, their knockoff medication, knockoff food. So they'll turn the people of that land into consumers of their products that are subpar products, knockoffs of the real thing. And they're still making money off of you while colonizing the land. That's the kind of colonization that's going to happen. That's the kind of takeover that is going to happen. It won't be no gonna bust. China ain't bringing no military to invade Jamaica. The world would cry out against it. The world would literally be against China. And China ain't ready to take on the world. Yes, they have a powerful military. Yes, they have numbers in their military. But they know that the world would not sit by and watch you invade, military invasion on the land that is known as Bob Marley's home. Rasta, peace and love. Iriman, good vibes. They won't let it happen. So China have to strategically figure out how to do this takeover, and they're well on their way with it. It's a lot of us that's not seeing it. And yes, we do have Chinese people that we grew up with. Me did have Chinese friend when we were at Jamaica and I was going to Knox, and we used to call him Chinaman and them kind of something there. You know, we grew up in Jamaica or in the Caribbean, you have a brethren, him really, really dark skin and complexion, a blacker that, right? So when you kick ball, blacker, pass me ball, yo, blacker that. You have a brethren now and them like Chinese, or even if him eye them just slant up like could have been an offspring. Can't miss enough Jamaican them eye like that. But anyhow, and you call him Chinaman or something like that, you know. Another one maybe high color, really light skin, you call him Reds. Or that's just how we give name. One of them, the shortest man in the group now, you just call him Short Man. You see me? And them kind of thing there. One of them will always tough up him face now. You call him, I don't know, Face or something like that. Why not call him Face? Because man is a tough up him face, so why not call him Short Man? Look on him short. The shortest man in that group. That's how our thing goes, right? So, all right, the takeover is going to come just like that, and it's already in place. And I just explained it to you. And if you can't see it, then pay attention. So it won't be them military taking over us into concentration camps. The world would not stand by for it, and China would lose all that they have invested already into this slow, gradual takeover. Remember, they look long term. They all look short term. They look long term. They look generations ahead. That's how they build their. How you think they became a world power? Did you know that the Chinese went through almost everything that black people had gone through at the hands of the people that, you know that, right? And yet still they were able to build themselves back to world dominance. How? Because they never lose sight of the goal that China comes first. Ever. We're the kind of people, we love everybody. Ah, no, that can't be my enemy. Stop saying that about him. So what if him at this? Come here. These are my friends. The world loves me. That's that's us. They're not like that. They approach you with caution. By the time they have approached you, they have studied you well from a distance. So when them come in, I tell you, them flex a different way. They flex a different way. These are the things. Now, Asante TV says unity is strength, right? All right. This is one thing that I commend them for, because their unity shows us that unity is strength. So the time where I run around, I talk about, oh, the Chinese people, them wicked, them this, them that, them come take over the place. Well, hey, understand the world we live in. If you cannot do it, remember Marcus Garvey said, if you cannot do it, well, SoFlo TV here again, echoing the same message. If you cannot do it, then you shall perish like the rabid dog, or something like what Marcus Garvey said. If you cannot do it, it seems like all others are able to do it except for us. I don't know. And when I say us, I don't mean Jamaicans. I mean except for us, black people, globally. It seems like we're in turmoil with ourselves, and we prefer to watch somebody else walk off with our pot of gold than to watch one of our own keep it. So it's coming. It's coming. And there was a study that was put out recently that Jamaica is not reproducing fast enough. Our death rate versus our reproduction rate. I mean, you know enough baby father and baby mother, and you know, Colleen, she have 7 picnic and 6 man, and you know, not people you know are breed up. We're not reproducing fast enough. Generations are dying out, right? Then of course there's the murder rate, which when I say the murder rate, you're like, that can't change nothing. Well, at the rate of over 1,000 every 365 days times a couple of decades, you gotta calculate that number. So we're doing a fine job helping with the takeover process. Yeah, and they love it. They love it. This is numbers I'm giving you that are factual numbers. You can go look them up right now. Go to a Jamaica.gov. This is straight from the government. And I would even beg to say that a lot of the murders aren't even reported. We don't hear about every murder. So when them come and tell you, like recently, my wife said, I think it was yesterday, she said, babe, you see the headline here? I said, no, what? She said, say it again, babe.
It was, I think 7 murders in 48 hours.
Yeah, like 6 or 7 murders, 7 or 8 murders. 7 or 8 murders in 48 hours. So we're doing a fine job. And listen to this. When I say control, work themselves into a position of power and then control strategically, things like your ports and your airspace and all that. Okay, you see some of them big long gun there that you see coming in, and you're like, our military don't even have those. And everybody has said, yes, America is sending their guns into the US. This is not me defending America, because there are a lot of guns from America that end up in Jamaica. But a lot of them big shiny scope rifle there, pan kickstand and 30 round magazine and me say 100 round drums and AK-47s and them thing they are come from you know who. The people who are allowed to bring in those or have the assets to bring in, you see the big shipping containers, the ones that they could actually, people turn them into houses all the time. Them big shipping container there, don't nobody have the time to search through that back to front when it's packed, stacked all the way back. So all they got to do is just, hey, they already at war with each other. Let's help them out. Make sure them have some shiny cake, you know, McKay made in China. You hear them sing about it. Make sure they have enough of all what they need. Give them guns and bullets, grenade and everything if them need it. And sit back and be patient. In the meantime, take over in other ways while they do the numbers for us. Think about that. Over 1,000 every 365 days consecutively for decades. And we're not reproducing fast enough. Because a lot of people are leaving, not coming back. A lot of people are leaving young and growing older overseas. So there are years when they're supposed to find a partner, start a family, all this. These children are being born on foreign soil, right? And they are probably never going to be citizens of Jamaica, as in go to Jamaica and live. So, like for instance, Kai. I'm Jamaican. His mom's Jamaican, right? A Westmoreland, Clarendon, our thing is. But Kai's born in the U.S. What's the likelihood of him taking it up on himself and saying, oh, I'm going to go live my life in Jamaica? More than likely, it's not going to happen. So that's another transitional point for our people. So as our numbers dwindle, somebody is going to come take up the land. And if you go to Jamaica right now, because I've seen it, there are neighborhoods, a whole community that has aged out, moved on. You drive through some of them places, it's like ghost town, like 1 and 2 families still there, a lot of empty houses, all that.
Are white people going to buy the land?
Yes, and then it turned to that. And then foreigners come and then buy up the land cheap. Some people don't want to go back because of bad experiences. Some don't want to go back because them don't have nobody there anymore. They wouldn't know where to start. Some people just leave their stuff. Like mother and father pass away and leave them woolly palan and house pan it. And they won't even go look at it. So what you think happens to all that? Either squatters take it over, and then when time a real person come now, a white man come and say, yo, I want that. It's overlooking the water right there, and I could get easily to the river and the spring them and thing. I want that. What you think they're gonna do? Sell it to him. Nobody has been there in how many years? All that. Squatters don't have no papers on it. Run out the squatter, refurbish it, sell it, couple $1 million. Well, a lot of that's going on. A lot of that's going on. When I drive out the island of Jamaica, and white people, this is nothing against you, but when I drive out the island of Jamaica, I'm starting to see foreign people in places that you would never see them before. And I mean never see them before. So I know the takeover is real. I know it's real. All up in some mountain where we used to go, that's how we got hide. Okay? And when I go up there and buck up on them people there, I'm like, when this happened? And they strolling through happily like they own the place. You know? So the takeover is real, but it ain't gonna be no big gun takeover. All right, so this brother now, he says, good afternoon, SoFlo. I know with questions like these, I would have been best to email you. But, however, I've heard you mentioned over time that you are from Clarendon, Jamaica, which brings me to the question, what can you tell me about Crofts Hill, Clarendon, Jamaica? I know I will be honest. I'm guessing I know I will be honest, but he probably said I know you will be honest about it. Hence, I direct the question to you. The reason I ask is because I'm overseas and, however, ready to build my dream home in Jamaica. I saw some land selling in that area and I decided to purchase it. I'd planned to get a family member to do some research for me more than just using the internet. But I honestly don't want anyone to know my business as yet. especially not friends and family who did me wrong over time. Your acknowledgement would be well appreciated. Best yet, if I choose to do a video, which is you, choose to do a video about it, no problem. The name is, now the same name. He says, don't mention my name on the video. And then he says, if so, I am not, even so, if you mention my name, I'm not the only one by that name. So go right ahead, is what he said. I'm still not going to mention his name. That's just how I am. Unless somebody says, mention my name, I don't care. Him sound conflicted. So for that reason, I'm not going to mention his name. I replied and I said, I will do a video on it, fam. Stay tuned. And I won't use your name. I think your question will open a dialogue and it will allow me to convey to a message to a broader audience. Bless up. And that was my reply to him there. So this is the video I'm going to do on it now. So for a couple of you have said, see, all right, some people that are rolling here. Some people that are rolling here. Oh, this Truth to You Garden says Crofton is nice, so flow. I've been there. That's where I grew up there. I used to so my people had bus, right? I don't know if anybody in here from Clarendon, if you remember, well, my people them used to run bus. And I used to be in Clarendon, in one part of Clarendon, but then I would end up on the weekends going to stay with my auntie and my uncle that had the buses in, and one time they lived in Crofts Hill. They had a pretty huge two-story house with a shop downstairs in the forefront part, and the rest of the house back was and upstairs was for family. And I used to go spend weekends with them there. So as far as so if you come from back in the day, you know how the thing goes. So as far as Crofts Hill goes, I don't know how it is now. I don't know the ins and outs of it now. I've passed through there. Every time I go to Jamaica, I pass through there. And it still seems like what I know and remember. Crofts Hill is a quiet place, laid back. Not much going there. You'll probably go to some of the nicest like street dance. Remember when Struck Sound used to string up and dance used to keep under the sky, and you know the jerk man come out and all these things, and you just enjoy the vibe, soup man, and you enjoy the vibes till way into the next morning till the sun will come up and these kind of things. That's how it is still today from what I've seen so far. And that's how I remember it back then, and that's how it still seems now. The place is nice, sir. It's even nicer than when I was growing up because roads get cut and paved now. So your GPS works all through it now. So all those kind of things. But beautiful place. Beautiful place. Somewhere I can see people there growing old, which they do. In that region of Jamaica, the people tend to live pretty long. And it's because of their organic foods and the clean air that's there. I can't express to you the crispness of the air, and I can't express to you the abundance of food, healthy food that's in this place in particular. It just overabounds with food, to put it that way, and nice clean air and good vibes. Good vibes. Majority of the people are fun-loving people, kind people, old school. Even the young ones are like old school. Because they have old school people around them is the kind of thing. Vertical, morning, manners and respect, fam. Big up yourself. And thank you. So it's that kind of place still. Now, here's the thing, though. The beauty about Jamaica is this, you know. You will be caught off guard because the caca can hit the fan at any time. That's the thing about Jamaica for me. And it happens now everywhere. So remember one time gone where we used to say, me not gonna live up there, so Spanish Town? No, sir. Me rather move go so and so. Those days are gone. Now there is no one place that is known as the place where it can happen. It happens all across the island. Let me be blunt. Gun, drugs, violence, the stupidity is everywhere now. So nowhere is pretty much off limits. Although some places still have it like minor compared to other places that are overrun by the drugs, guns, violence, gang warfare, all that stuff. Now, keep in mind, Clarendon is not that big. It might seem big, but it's not that big, because by the time you're dilly and dally to lane and corner, you're out of Clarendon, or you're in and through Clarendon. So Clarendon has been known over time to be one of the hot spots in Jamaica. At one point was one of the hottest. My fan, yeah, I'm still said it. Oh, I'm not gonna say it. You stay there. So she, we always go back and forth about Westmoreland. And me I said to her, say Westmoreland, boy, Westmoreland terrible. Like Jamaica, sore eye. But you know, I one of them that, because she's from Westmoreland. She'll be like, no, Clarendon, dirty, and then see how you live, beer gunman up there, and all these things. But reality is, this is what it has become, or known for. So when you're gonna say that you're going to build dream house in Clarendon, and you're telling me about Craft Sale nice. Everywhere in Jamaica nice if you have connections. Okay? No, you can't be a stranger. You have to have people that have them foot on the ground. You have to have people where one time you go out with them, people are heal them up from all angles. So you know, say, yeah, we go to another place here and my family known, yeah, and we move and we flex a certain way. You can't just go drop in a place that is as remote as Craft Sale. Craft Sale far from everything. You can't go just drop in a place that's so remote. You're basically going into a village, right? A village. You're going into a village and you're going to be a stranger. Don't just see a piece of land. This is for everybody now. This is why I wanted to do this way. This is for everybody who is thinking about that move. Don't just go buy no piece of land just somewhere because, oh, me see the land and me like it and me like what the surrounding. Because you know, the realtors, they'll give you an aerial view. We have a drone and them thing there, and you will say, oh, and it's close to the sea is right over there, and the house sits so high. I could just imagine after foreign done stress me out for so long, who wouldn't want to wake up and go on your back porch and overlook the Caribbean Sea every morning for the rest of your life, right? So it looks good online. Looks good online. Don't do it. Wait, as I said, don't do it. Who's that? Giovanni Williams says, sorry, don't do it, sir. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not unless you're connected to that community. Jamaica is very tribal. You understand? And this is real talk for you. Jamaica is a very tribal place. I've told y'all before. My place where me come from, I know for a fact that if you come in there and you do me something, you probably can't make it out. Jamaica is very tribal. So when you're going into these places, understand that you're going to be looked at as a stranger. Then you're going to be in Crofts Hill. People have them nice houses, you know. Don't get it wrong. Clarendon have some of the most beautiful houses you will see in Jamaica, period. And that's across the entire Clarendon. Allow me to tell babe? Yeah. And that's across the entire Clarendon. However, people know everybody there. So when your strange face come in, they're going to start to what we call pre-you. Who this? Who him connected to? Then you're gonna have the little hot head them around the place. You go so every day, yo, my dog, I'm gonna make a move now. Yo, no system, new people moving that place, dog. Man, you see, rotted also and build up. Yeah, them people that probably have money, you know, dog, can go press him. Just understand that extortion is big in Jamaica. You don't want to set yourself up to be in an isolated place where you can't get to help quickly or you can't leave quickly if you have to. You know what I mean? Greg says that move applied to anywhere in the world. You have to do your due diligence. Feed the wolves. Yeah, it applies to anywhere in the world. Not really. Not really. Because my sister went to Tanzania and she traveled to quite a few other places in Africa. And I have people right now that I have known that have moved to places like in Ghana and other places, and they're not ducking and hiding and them not worried. They're not worried about where they're at, and they were actually able to build up nice homes and be a part of the community and not get So it's not really everywhere per se. Let's be honest. We're a bit predatory in comparison to other places. We are a bit predatory. Don't fool anybody for a second and make them think, oh, you just did the basics, just like everywhere else in the world. You're right, but let's not simplify it. Jamaica is no place to play with, okay? And I don't want to be the one to send nobody down there and them go get themselves dash away because SoFlo say, yeah man, go down there, run this up, build up the thing and listen to the advice that I'm giving. Yes, you can go. Yes, you can build. Yes, you can enjoy life. There are things that you have to do, like make sure you are connected in some way if you're going to move into these remote areas. You see, if this person said, all right, I'm going to buy a house in one of these gated communities, or I'm going to buy a house in this area, certain areas that I know, up a Ligani or something like that, I would say, go ahead. The people there don't really talk to each other. They live decent. Almost everybody there own a car. Almost everybody there have some kind of income that is above average income for Jamaica lifestyle. Almost. So you're moving into a community where nobody not going to pray you for your things. The people that saw them flying out regular, them have things. Them things is not the thing for them. Yeah. But if you're going to move into like a remote area like say Crofts Hill, then you got to understand what's going on. All right. Bad man, I got pray you. Period. Who you connected to? Where you get your riches from? Because you just drop in and build big house, dream house, and we don't know you around here. And that's just how the place go. And we have to be honest with people. Don't make nobody feel like it nice, man. They just do your little due diligence. No, you make sure you are connected, or don't do it. Don't do it. If you're not gonna be, there are places in Clarendon, by the way, that are safe, as in living communities. It's different now. They have developed living communities where you can still have your little space, but you're closer and with people who are pretty much in the same boat that you are. You can't change your history. Your history is that. People are going to know you for the person we're flying from foreign. A foreign, I know. And no matter how you turn on your patois and try to talk like you're there a long time, they're going to make you know, say, no man, me hear the little tongue in the man, a foreigner man. But my man says, smelly pie, babe. Yeah. Yeah, man, I know how far you come from, man. I remember I was trying to convince a taxi driver who, by the way, I'm the only one in the taxi. The taxi well tint up. And the taxi driver started talk funny. And immediately red flags went up for me. Kidnapping, missing person. I mean, alone in a taxi. And the man, his question was offline for me. Foreign you come from, don't? I said, no, sir. He said, yeah, man, me see it, me smell it, me hear, me can hear, me can tell. I said, oh, you can tell that? Oh, you know, say, in a town me live. He said, no, in a town you live, a foreign you come from. Matter of fact, you're just flying. Just like that. Now, my cousin said, after, come reach home, I tell my cousin. I said, why this man would ask this kind of question? Because in the cab, I'm feeling like, in a taxi, the man might drive with me and go try to do something, because why am I pressure if a foreign I come from? And I'm trying to say a Jamaica I come from. And then I said, no, man, I can't hear it. And yo, people, and if I go down in a rise patois, them still say, a foreigner, man. So remember that. It don't matter how long you've been away. If I did just the other day or whatever, you fly out for a period of time, you come back and build big house. It's been years that you're gone or you've been gone, you're a foreigner. And there, I was so offended when they called me foreigner, especially when my cousin did it. Because my cousin said, because you're a foreigner for real. And that them I go see you as around here. And I said, I don't know foreigner, my Jamaica I come from. Yes, I'm born and grow. Them say, yeah, yes, so you're born and grow, but you don't live here. You're not here all year round. Yeah. And them can tell. Me say, how can he tell? He said, even the way they speak changes Sometimes it changes from month to month. That's why I tell you, if you're not a part of the village, then they can easily pick you out, right? The slangs change. The things they say change, as in what's now funny, what's now the trending speech that you would use to describe or to answer this or to say that. Things change fast. And you've been out for a year or 2 years already falling behind. So imagine somebody who's been out for mad years. Now, if you're committed to the idea of moving back, buying, building your dream home, all that, then do so. Don't let nobody stop you, but do so under the mindset that this isn't like Florida safe. Leave my door open safe. Well, in my part of Florida anyway, because in other parts of Florida, you wouldn't dare leave a car door open, much less house door, right? That my broke night even when it lock up. So make sure you yourself go visit. You plan to live in a community? Make sure you yourself go visit. Go visit. Boots on the ground. You have to commit that part to go back to the island, walk around in the community. You plan on living there, and you got to be wise. You have to think, say, okay, if you're building your dream home and you're already some kind of mid-age adult, this is more than likely where you're saying, this is where I plan to spend the rest of my life. As you get older, you get weaker. As in, you're not that vigorous anymore. You can't run and jump, duck and hide and defend yourself, and so you have to make sure you're safe from early. So when you plan that with these things in mind. Is this place I'm going to grow old in? So you want to go be on the ground. My wife up early cooking. And Kai don't miss a beat. The babies are like panar, but that's cool. So just put your foot on the ground. Go there. Don't look at no internet. Don't depend on the internet. Don't believe half of what you're told through the internet, especially by the people who are selling you that land. Go there. Go look and see for yourself, right? And be there more than normal. It's a commitment. Catch a cheap flight. Go in for 2 days, fly back out. You can't afford to spend a week or two. And it's good also to have someone on the ground. But we've seen these stories where these stories go wrong. There have been people, more than once, more than twice, more than twice, not true? There have been people who have put all their trust in family members to handle their affairs. And for some reason, they're overseas thinking, yeah, man, everything go down when we reach home. My cousin don't have my house built up already and all these things. And cousin build house using your resources. And then the end plot is to get rid of you after everything is secured. So we've seen all that. We've seen these land disputes. People get chopped up over it. People like the lady from England that won the big lotto and went home and built up her thing. And there was a dispute about the land on which she wanted to build this dream house. And she went ahead and built the dream house because me them left it for, and me have the paper feet. And somebody said, if you build upon it, me I kill your blood. And she built the house anyways, and she could have stayed in England. She would have still been alive, and she would have had a nice sum of money in the bank because she just hit lotto. Was it lotto? It was gambling. It wasn't lotto. It was some gambling stuff she went on. Huge payday. And she lost her life just like that. She ain't the only one. I could go on and on about the stories. There's a lot of them. A lot of people built their dream house and had to run and left it. Yeah, babe? The hairdresser from England. Yeah, she did mix up in other things though. The hairdresser from England that was building the big house, she did have one husband and a next man and a boyfriend. And the husband, she tell one man, says she had built a dream house for both of them to go retire in the Caribbean. Big Benz, big brand new Benz, up to date year Benz. And you know, you can't ship in a Benz or any vehicle unless it's within a certain number of years. If it get past, I believe, if it's a car, it can be older than 5 years. If it's a truck, it can be older than 10 years and something like that. You can go look it up. They might have changed it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. So a big up-to-date Benz and everything. She was doing her thing, right? The house was sprawling and huge, and you can look up on it and say, yeah, that's way. That's way. And the motive behind that was what? The man that did it, he wanted that life. And she was using herself though, because she was actually sleeping with the guy that was doing the work on the house and overseeing her business on the ground while she was overseas. I don't know if she was selling him a dream that this is gonna be for me and you, while the person who was really financing it was an older white man from England, and she had tell him, because she married to him on paper, and she had tell him, say, yes, give me the money, babes. May I build a house in Jamaica? It's my place. So me know how to move around more there. And then when you're ready now, the two would just retire and go there. And then when she got there, she have a man there. And the man who build the house there is thinking, maybe babes a build house for me and she. So man find out about next man, this man, that man, and the other man, and she was found buried in the back of the house, right, in a shallow grave. So these, you got to be careful. Just know what you're doing. Be careful. All right. Be on the ground is the biggest thing for me. Just go, take a trip, walk around, look, see the place, talk to the people in the community. Jamaica still stay the same way, where, especially in a country, where when you hail up people in the countryside there, especially in like Crafts Hill and them place there, when you hail up people, them hail you right back. Yeah, no hard feelings. They don't know you like that. And if you ever said to them, say, yeah, me and my Zaki grandson, you know, haven't been in these places, and you could be like, whatever accent you've got going on. Me and my Zaki grandson, I haven't been in these areas, and that you will probably hear, what? Me and my Zaki grandson, you know, bless him heart, and now him passed away 2 years ago. Me and my Zaki was good friend, you know, and these kind of things. Start to build a rapport with the people in the community that you plan on building this dream house in. Take my advice. If you're going on one of them remote areas here, and you build some big splash out house that overlooking everybody else's house, and just dropping at the people in community, it might not turn out so good for you. It might not turn out so good for you. So go connect with the people first. And to some degree, that's a respect thing for them. Because if you notice, badman area, or areas where gunman, badman, stick-up man come from, these areas have people that live in them their whole lives, and they're not troubled. They're not harmed. That is to tell you that even the gunman, badman, them, they have some kind of connection to them people there. Like, yeah, man, Miss Jones, that Miss Jones used to teach me from primary school, come up. And then she a good friend with Mummy. And she and Mummy are same age. And yeah, me know her mother, you know, elder Miss Jones and thing. Manners and respect to them people that see them on the road, you know. Even when my gun tuck in, so still, there's people where you straighten up yourself when you see, and them kind of something that them still can pull you in and say, come here, I don't like what you're doing, you know. I say, what you're going on with, behave yourself out here, you know, and them still get them respect, even though when I turn around, I go around and back and kill two boys. So you gotta, that's why I said it's tribal, and the place run a certain way, and you have to understand how the place run. So when the person said earlier, well, that is just anywhere in the world. No, specific places have their uniqueness to them. Understand what you're moving into. Understand where you're going, and go find out on the ground directly what go on in another place there. Right? So that was my advice for that. We're gonna leave it there this morning. Not gonna go any further. I'm probably gonna release this to you later on. People have a two-story phone, you see. One of them is about a fake DNA test, and the other one is about a church sister. And the church sister is she's seeking marriage. She's seeking marriage, but she's courting somebody. and church sister have some things to talk. So we're not going to do those this morning. I'm going to probably do them today and put them out as videos on their own. It'll probably be just a voiceover because I'm going to read the people that message. And for the rest of you, I've seen quite a few people have written in just this week alone. So when you write your stories to me, don't think I forgot them. Okay, I've kept stories in my Gmail for months, to where the person kept, so Flo, why you forget about me? You're not do my story. You're not do my story. Months, like 8-9 months before I actually do the story, because I'm busy doing so many other things. And sometimes I think other content needs to go out as well, not just these stories all the time, even though some of them stories are hilarious as hell. These two stories, though, I promise you, are going to be not only hilarious, but a learning point for a lot of people. So we're going to left it that's all this morning. Wait. Yvonne says, brains, fire upon the pork. Fire upon the pork. None of us don't eat pork. We just don't eat pork. I want to tell you something though. You see me? If there's anything else I can be in life, you see, it's real. I can't be no other way. And I don't want to be no other way. Ever since I was the age where I decided that, okay, nobody can lick me again unless they want to fight, right? I can tell the truth now. Me just start telling the truth about everything here. So here what? Me and the pork, you see? This is how the relationship go. So I don't eat pork in the US. Okay? I don't eat pork in the US. There was a time, it started when one of my trips to Jamaica, I went down, and of course, me reach Clarendon. I said, Grandma, I soon come. I go check auntie and see what I go on. So I go down the lane, go check my auntie. And lo and behold, she had an outside fire going with one big cast iron pot. You know the big Dutchy them? The big heavy Dutchy cast iron pot. And in it was pork roasting. All right, that smell licked me from way up a road. And I said to myself, say, because I go to Jamaica, I'm craving, people. When I said to myself, say, whatever that is, I have to go taste it because, boy. And I got down there and it was pork. And I hadn't eaten pork in years. I said, auntie said, yeah, but you don't eat pork, so I know for you kind of food this. I said, broke off a piece, give me. Broke off a piece, give me. And she broke off a piece of pork and I said, if I can have a piece more, please. You understand? She broke off a nice size piece, give me now. I'm dealing with the pork rough. And that's the first time I ate pork since I was a kid. And then after that, same thing again, was in Jamaica. So it's me and Jamaica, and I think about Jamaica and the pork, especially if I'm in Clarendon. And I won't eat it all the time. It'll probably be just that one time that I eat it. So you could say if I go to Jamaica once every year, it's once every year that I eat pork. But me, I go eat it when we reach down there. Especially if I'm in Clarendon, because I know how them grow it and all that. And even though I witnessed some things when I was growing up with pork, I just kind of block them things out of my mind and know say, I'm going to take a wash out later. So, so probably are going to be good. Anyway, yeah. Me the man will drink up my Cersei and my bitters and them things there. So flush out the system after, but me and them the piece of pork there. And so, but we don't eat pork really. We don't cook it in the house. We don't eat it. So we're not cooking no pork today. So I cook some other things though. And it's smelling really good. Yeah, wifey cooking with picnic in background. Then a real life thing that one. Yeah? Real life thing that. Right? Bless up on yourself and Nurse James. My family. Good morning. Bless up yourself. Fresh on Lifeline says, that's why when we go to Jamaica, I don't twang. I don't dress like me live a foreign. But somehow they usually know. Facts. I told y'all a story before when this is before, babe. I tried to talk to this girl as I was about to fly out the next day, and we have to clarify this is before wifey. All right. So I tried to talk to the girl, and the girl basically looked for me and like, yeah, you a bum. Like, I'm nothing. You don't look like nothing. Because that's how I am when I'm in Jamaica. When me there in Jamaica, I want a wife beater, which is what we call tank top or marina. And not a mesh marina neither, just a solid black marina, some shorts and some sneakers, that's it. Or some flip-flops. I mean, wear no too much or nothing. You don't go there and extra put on. Some people like to go there and extra put on and think it's gonna help you, and it's not. The minute you start that, they start looking at you different. They start treating you different. Now, in some places, when you go extra put on, and if you can bring out your foreign accent, whatever it may be, Canadian accent, British accent, American accent, them start treat you better, because you still have a lot of people in Jamaica who are frightened for foreigner. No joke, them frightened for foreigner. And probably it's because when they see you, they think, even if him give me a $1 is $1 tip, it's still something, because the money value. So when we bust a man a $5 tip, and that is a $5 US, don't go around paying people in US either. That is another big thing, I must say, because it will definitely get you in trouble. But when I'm able to give them the equivalent of 500 US, I mean, a 500 US my foot, when I'm able to give them the equivalent of $5 US in just one tip, just to say thank you, and that's it, you know, you'll keep getting service again and again and again. And the next tip is the equivalent of $10 US, and then $20 US, and that kind of stuff. Just pump my gas. Pull up at the gas station and pump my gas. I give them the equivalent of $20 US. $20 US. That's a tip. I've had people look at me when I tip them and say, like, "You sure?" I'm gonna say, "Yeah, man, you're good." Or they say, you sure you don't want back your change?" I'm gonna say, "No, man, hold that." You know, and just drive off and left the rest. Cause that's my way of giving back, anyways. I don't advise you to just go about the island just doing so. I know where I'm there. I know how to move where I'm at. But for you, I wouldn't advise you to go around the island doing it. Especially like the day before I come back to the US, if I have any money on me, I just drive around and just get it. And I give it away in areas to people I don't even know. Just get it. Remember the whole heap of the whole heap of coins and money where we did have. The funny thing is, I was so anxious to give away that when I got to the airport, we didn't have we didn't have money to pay for what we needed to pay for, because we didn't know that the flight was going to be held up that long, that we were going to be charged extra for that. And I wasn't thinking ahead. I was just like, just give it, yeah, Joe, we just need to reach at airport and just give away the rest of this. Just give away all that money. Just give, you see a little youth again, and they look at you like, "You sure?" They will count through the money like, "You sure? You don't want back your change?" "No, man, you're cool, man. I do it all the time." Right? So that's how we give back, man. But yes, they do. They know enough people like to go down and show off and show out. For me, I'm okay being low key. When I was younger, 19, 20, I go back to Jamaica, I used to make sure say my sneakers them was some brand new Adidas where look like that, and them used to cost like 110 US and these kind of things. I used to make sure say, you know, the jeans is this name brand, and I don't do that no more. And I haven't done that in years. Matter of fact, I stopped by $110 shoes when I started having children. So that was off the table anyways. I don't have no use for no $110 shoes when we have a bag of picnic to take care of. So I'd rather see that money in my bank account and know that when a day comes when one of my kids say, "Dad, we need this or we need that," I can say, "Hey, here, I got it." Instead of looking in my closet and being like, "Yeah, $110 for them there, $250 for them there, $190 for them there." That don't do me no good. That don't do me no good at all. All right. So that's how we live. Yeah, if you're gonna go back to Jamaica, man, I encourage everybody to go still. Violence there, yes. It's there, obviously. And I'm not making these numbers or stories up. Everybody can see it. It's there. But should you not ever go back? No. I don't believe that either. I move about that place wisely. I'm not going to say I'm just out and about everywhere, head back, careless. That's not how I move, even where I live now. And where I live now is a very, very safe place. And I still move this way. So I move the same way anywhere I go. But when I'm in Jamaica, somebody, matter of fact, let me show you this. Somebody wrote me on WhatsApp yesterday after I did the video where I talked about my journey with PTSD and the ability or the inability to go to sleep to get my circadian rhythm back on track. They said, SoFlo, maybe the place in Jamaica where your grandparents are from could be therapeutic for you. And I want to tell you, say, life is full circle, you know, because that actually is my therapeutic place, there and Westmoreland. When I sleep, it's a different kind of sleep. I literally sleep and sleep the whole night, back to morning. You know, when you wake up and you stretch out and you said, damn, I sleep 9 hours straight or 8 hours straight. I don't get them kind of sleep there. Here, I'm always on guard, even though I can say I'm in a safe place. There, if I was in danger there, I wouldn't know it. Zinc roof still the boat. Rain fall, board house still the boat. Rain fall, you can still smell the rain hitting the clay from inside, the sound that it makes when it hit the banana leaf them outside, and the zinc roof, it beat the zinc roof inside, is no other feeling like it in the world. You can literally open the window and like just smell the earth breathing kind of thing. I wake up in the morning and literally see the earth, I breathe. You know, when the mist lifting, for those of you who are from Clarendon or from countryside, you know this. When you see the mist lifting and everything wet up with dew in the early morning and these kind of things, and then you start hear your neighbor them voices and stuff through the neighbor, nothing beat that. And I feel so safe there that at times I can't wait to reach home, especially when I'm starting to get too worked up here. I'm like, yo, I have to go. Babe, I feel like I want traveling. I feel like we need to go somewhere now. Gotta go. Then I get to the point where it's like, gone. Can't take it no more, gone on me yard. Because the little time I'm there, it's so rejuvenating. And it's my refocus point. Like, remember where you come from? Remember your goals you had for yourself. Don't go take up other people's lifestyle and lose track of yourself. These kind of things. You have things to accomplish. You have people to honor that dedicated their life to instilling certain things in you and raising a certain way and them thing that it just bring you back to basic. And oh my God, the food. I can't stop talking about the food. So combine good food, good organic food, properly prepared. I know one thing about we Jamaican people, you know, Caribbean people, period. But we can't speak for Jamaican people. We will be nasty about everything else. Not nasty about the food. Our food is a very particular thing for us. The preparation process. You know what I'm saying? We live in a land where people get the chicken. You see them? Then get the chicken, them not wash it, nor nothing, you know. Two-sided it in the butter and just throw it in a deep fryer and you have fried chicken. And that's our thing go. Our thing have to wash it off with some vinegar, some lime juice, lemon juice or something. Then it have to season up and then it have to soak in from night before. So that, matter of fact, today I'm cooking, what we have, babe? We have goat. I cooked some goat. Because we're probably going to be hurting after this because we've been eating vegan now for a good couple of months now. Almost 6 months. Almost 6 months. We've been eating
6, I'm on 5.
See that? So and this is like our splurge point. Like, oh, we walk around and say to each other like, oh God, you know I'm gonna go for right now. And me say what? Some tofu and broccoli, or some vegetable fried rice or some, and she's like, no, some curry goat. I me say, God no, y'all go this up. Eh? Y'all go this, so you know, say some oxtail feel for though. So we've been feeding, tempting. So today we're gonna let that all out. So we do some goat today. I do some oxtail today and them thing there.
Jerk, Cornish hen, turkey.
Jerk, Cornish hen, turkey.
Mac and cheese, mashed potato, rice and peas.
Mac and cheese, mashed potato, rice and peas. When we done today, no. All right. Callaloo and
cabbage.
And cabbage.
And then rice and peas.
Yes.
Stir fry rice.
Yes. And Nurse James, may I tell you, the house right now is smelling so good. Seriously. So that's what, we are particular about our food as a people. So that's why everybody across the globe, me not have to ask you, because everywhere I've been, Jamaican restaurants are there. Or if Jamaican restaurants not there, people are talking about Jamaican food. You ever tried this? Or as soon as you say you're Jamaican, the first thing that come to their mind is your food. And if you notice, tourists from foreign places will fly in and they will be like, oh, I don't eat from so and so. That looks a bit unclean. So when them reach Jamaica, them yam from everybody and anybody. Them yam from places where I look and I'm like, the food probably good, but me I check somewhere look more sanitary. Yeah. No, them line up over there and they're eating same way. And, oh my God, you know why? Because they know that even in the most impoverished conditions, our food preparation is an intricate process. Thing have to wash right. You understand? It have to cook all the way through. We're not the slice it and blood roll out kind of people. It have to cook all the way through. That kind of thing. It has to be seasoned well, marinated well, and them kind of something there. So people love food all over. So when we reach Jamaica, Auntie say pork, the pan wood fire, it's hard to say no. It's hard to walk away from it. And that's some hog where she raised from the hog born out of the hog mother, out of the sow. You see it? And she raised the hog there in her pen, feed it fruits and vegetables and peelings and them thing there. My uncle said, yeah, we're not even have to season the meat, bless him soul, he just passed away not too long ago, Uncle Clifton. This man here, I could tell stories about him. One of my best uncles too. Like, but anyway, him said when we raise the pig them, you see, them season already throughout them life. We take time season them throughout them life. So by the time them get ready for cook, I'm fully seasoned. So and that's all the pig them eat. You see, if we peel yam and potato and dasheen and with banana peel them, green banana, ripe banana and all these things, that's all the pig them eat. So the pig them like they're preparing them to go to the table. So the people that would say, no, not the pork, not the pork. We don't eat the pork like that. And it's not cooking in here today. But next time I'm in Jamaica, I will vlog that part because you will definitely be looking at somebody that don't really eat pork or don't eat pork, eating some pork. All right. So bless up on yourself, people. Thank you for being here. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. For those of you who would like to be home today because you're living in a system here and I saw the things that but you're not able to be, and you have your family is somewhere else and you are somewhere else, I just saw the thing go. All right. That's why I don't celebrate these holidays myself also. Like I don't take them to heart because they can become depressing and they can become quite financially consuming as well and these kind of things. So just go and enjoy yourself same way. Just know say you wake up this morning with health and strength. Yes, it's another day to be thankful for, and whatever you got going on, get through it with a smile on your face. All right, blessings to each and every one of you, man, and we'll talk some more on another video later on. Stay tuned for the 2 videos, the fake DNA video, look out for that one. Oh my God. And look out for the other one as well. All right, I'm out. Peace.